Good afternoon, guys. Today is Wednesday, November 18th, and we are on lesson 4 today of Unit 3 in our phonics. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hope you guys have had a great day so far. All right, so like I said, we are on lesson 4, and the first thing we're going to do today is a little bit different. We have not done this yet. I am going to read you a sentence, okay? And we're going to analyze some words. We're going to be a sound scientist. We're going to examine words carefully with our ears, and we're going to answer some questions about those words. So I'm going to say the sentence and the words, and you are going to say the words in your head, okay? And then I'm going to ask some questions. And you guys are going to respond. You can show me on your fingers, or you can say them out loud. All right, so here's the sentence. Every Saturday, I snack on a tall stack of pancakes. Do you see how my word pancakes is dark and bold? That's the word that we're going to focus on today. Can you say that word pancakes for me? Thank you. All right, so how many syllables are in the word pancakes? And remember, guys, a syllable is a chunk of a word that has a vowel sound in it. So we have pan cakes. So how many syllables do we have? We have 2. Good. And the first syllable is pan. The second syllable is cakes. Good. How many sounds do you hear in the first syllable? So if our first syllable is pan, how many sounds do you hear in that? We have 3. We hear an. We hear all 3 letters of that first syllable. How many syllables do you hear in, how many sounds do you hear in the second syllable? Cakes. Say it slowly to yourself and listen carefully. We hear 4 sounds. I hear k, a, k. I hear 4 sounds. Good. Okay, so if I were to change part of the word pan, I took this part and I made it say cup, what would my new word be? It would be cupcakes. Good. All right, so what word do we get if we take off part of the word cakes? We would just get the word pan. Well, what if we took off the pan? What would we have? We would have just cakes. What are pancakes? Do you guys know what pancakes are? They are a breakfast food. Usually, you can have pancakes any time of the day, though. So how do those 2 parts, pan and cakes, help us understand the word? Well, I know that cakes, they're kind of like a cake, and it's made in a pan. So that kind of helps me understand that a pancake is a small cake made in a pan. So let's say the word pancakes, but take the s off. What word do you have now? It's just pancake. Good. So here is the sentence again. Every Saturday, I snack on a tall stack of pancakes. Which 2 words in this sentence rhyme? Snack and stack are the words that rhyme in that sentence. Let's say snack, but take off the sn. We take off the sn off ack, snack. What do we have? Ack. Good. If we take the word stack and take off the st, what do we have? Ack. So ack and ack. That is the part of the rhyme. You know how every day before this in class we would say, what is the onset? What is the rhyme? This is the rhyme part. That is why those two words rhyme, because they both end with ack. What is the second sound in the word snack? What's the second sound you hear? Sn. The n is the second sound that you hear. What is the second sound you hear in stack? It is the t. Good. Okay, so let's say the word snack, but we're going to change it. It's not going to say ah anymore. It's going to say a. Snake. What's the new word? The new word is snake. Good. So let's say stack, but instead of ah, we're going to say a. So now we have steak. What's the new word? The new word is steak. Good job. All right, so we're going to put those two words back in our sentence. Remember, we had snake and steak. We'll see if it still makes sense. Every Saturday, I snake on a tall stake of pancakes. Does that make sense? No, that does not make sense. What is a tall stack of pancakes? Can you guys show me with your hands what a tall stack of pancakes would look like? Yes, a tall stack of pancakes would look like this, big pile on your plate. All right. Good job, guys. Okay. So our first sentence, we're going to do sentences again. We haven't done sentences in a while, is add sprinkles to the top of the cupcake. Add is our word on the curve. But we're going to break it down by sound this time instead of onset and rhyme, okay? These are by sound. So we have add. We're going to change the d part to and. What's the new word? It is an. So put the toys in the box. In is our word on the curve. We have it in. I hear two sounds in that word. I'm going to change the n sound to if. What's the new word on my curve? If is the new word on the curve. All right, the next sentence. Sally is as tall as Sam if she stands on her tiptoes. So if we break apart the word if, we have if. I want to take away that sound and I want to change it to n. Our new word is in. Okay, come here. My daughter wants to show you that she's almost as tall as me on her tiptoes. This is without tiptoes. Get back down. Without tiptoes. Go ahead. With tiptoes. Thank you for showing everyone how short I am. All right, our next word is, there is ash in the fireplace. So remember, we're breaking this apart by sound. So we have ash, because the S and the H together makes one sound. Shh, ash. We're going to change the sh sound to at. Our new word on the curve is at. Good. Our next sentence. Marlon ate a sub sandwich for lunch. So this time we have three sounds. We have I want to change that third sound to n. So we have un. What's the new word? Sun. Good. All right, so our spoonerism for today is, oh, hold on one second. You know what? I forgot to switch it. I need to pause. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, so today's spoonerism, I had to fix it really fast because I forgot to change it from yesterday. So today's spoonerism is brelp your huther. Brelp your huther. You guys ready to see it? You think you can see it? Hold on one second. Caitlin's writing it. Brelp your huther. All right, here you go. Brelp your huther. What do you think it should say? It should say, you are right, help your brother. Good job. All right, so our learning targets for today, little pad ones, is, there's more than one. I can identify different spellings for the A sound. I can read 2-syllable words that have the tricky A spelling, and I can read the story Born to Spell. We always have to skip this partner read part because you're at home alone and you don't have a partner here at school. You can partner read it with your family tonight when you do it for your second read. Okay. So we are going to look at some spellings that we have learned this week in our code flipbook. We're going to review in the consonant code flipbook. We have been working with vowels, but today we're going to work on consonants. We have talked about the spelling with the letter C that makes the S sound, like in scent and city and pencil. We have talked about the CE spelling for like in prince and ice and faith. Those are two that we have learned already this year. We have talked about the J sound, like with the letter G in gym and gingerbread. And we have talked about GE making the J sound, like in fringe and orange. Okay, so remember, these are tricky spellings, guys, which means that the spelling can stand for more than one sound. So we know that C says k, but it can also say s. We know that CE says s. We know that G can say g or j, and the GE says j. All right, so also we're going to practice some spellings with the vowel sounds. We have talked a lot this week about the A sound, the long A, and how it is made with different letters. We know that AI is one way to say A, like in the word raisin and waitress. What part of those words make the A sound? We know that raisin has the AI that makes the A sound, and waitress has the AI that makes the A sound. We also have learned that AY makes the A sound. You know you're in the video, right? I know. Okay. Like in the word mistake and cast, those are not the right words, guys. They're not the right words, are they? Those don't have AY in them. You know what? They made a mistake. Look at this. Here's the AY words. We have crayon Here's the AY. Daydream. Here's the AY. Driveway. And daytime. So those are the AY way to spell the sound A. Okay, we also have learned about AE, like in the word cake. Let's go back to this page. Here we have the word mistake. So we're going to do the horseshoe because the AE together says A. And in the word cascade, we have the AE that says A. Okay, let's see if the next slide is the right one. All right, so in this slide, we have learned about the sound A with just the letter A, like in paper. And here we have bacon, just the A, basin, just the A, maker, just the A, crater, just the A, label, A, and wafer, just the A. All right. And if you guys notice, we talked about this yesterday, about how if it's a 2-syllable word, the first syllable ends with the A if the next letter is a consonant. Just like that. All right. We actually are going to have to skip the next part because there's no way for us to be able to do this online together. So we're going to skip this. And we are here at this part. So this is the word cabin. I'm not supposed to. So is it cabin or cabin? Which one should you say it? Both of these are ways that you could try to chunk the letters into syllables. So I'm going to say a sentence, and I'm going to use this word. And I want you to listen carefully and then decide how to read and say this word. Okay? My family and I are going camping in the woods this weekend, and we are going to stay in a cabin. So in the first choice, we broke it after the A, cabin. Okay? And in the second one, we broke it after the B, cabin. Cabin. Which pronunciation makes sense? Now, I know we literally just talked about breaking it after the A if a consonant comes after it. But this shows you guys that there's always variations to the rules. They don't always apply. So the correct way to say that word is cabin. That's the one that makes the most sense. My family and I are going camping in the woods this weekend, and we are going to stay in a cabin. All right, so I'm going to read some sentences out loud to you that have a missing word, and you're going to help me choose the correct syllable placement for these words. Okay, the sentence is, the box needs to have a on it. Does it need to have a label or a label? It needs to have a label on it. The next sentence, he was on a big in the desert. Was he on a camel or a camel? He was on a camel. I liked the show. Is it a magic show or a magic show? It was a magic show. She had for lunch. Is it a salad or a salad for lunch? It's a salad for lunch. The ship is on the map. Is it a radar map or a radar map? It is a radar map. She loves to eat pancakes and is it bacon or bacon? It's bacon. What did you guys notice about all of these words? When you break it after the A is a long vowel sound. When you break it after the next consonant, it's a short vowel sound. So the last one, the roses were so, is it fragrant or fragrant? Fragrant. Good job. So when you see the letter A in a word, it kind of creates a tug of war with each of the A sounds pulling on it. Like here's the example. Radar. The A makes the A sound. And with radar, it says ah. So when you're reading, you need to practice breaking the words into chunks and trying out each sound. Is it a long A or is it a short A sound to choose which one makes the most sense? All right, so you have a worksheet to do today, and you're going to do this independently on your own. Okay, so you have 9 sentences. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 words in the word bank. So one of these, this sentence has 2. So you're going to use all the words at one time. You're going to read the sentence and pick which one of these words makes the most sense in the sentence. Then you're going to use your text box and type the word in there so that it makes the sentence complete. All right, time to wiggle, guys. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, act like it's raining. And act like you're sailing. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to do that one, but go ahead and try. All right, so today we're going to open the reader to the table of contents. Wiggle back down to your seats, guys. Wiggle back down to your seats. We are going to look to see what comes after the story, and then there were 2. So let's look at that story. Born to Spell. Here's our cover page. Oops. And here's our table of contents. And then there were 2. What's the next story called? Born to Spell. And it starts on page 14. Good. So when we say that someone was born to do something, like spelling, it means that they were always very naturally good at it. So the title of the story has a question mark in it. And this means we are not sure whether or not Gail was born to spell, meaning we do not know if she's been a good speller all of her life. So let's go over some spelling before we start our story. So we have the A sound with AY in driveway, say, and clay. We have the AI spelling for the sound A in training, pair, explained, and paint. We have the AE spelling for A in baker and mistakes. And then we have just the letter A to make the A sound in David and Davis. And then we have the R sound in start and part. So when you are a hot shot, it means you are someone who is very skilled at doing something. You are very good at it. So we're going to read the first 2 lines of the story and decide who is telling the story. Born to spell. How did Gail Day get to be so good at spelling? Was she born to spell? Do we know who's writing the story from just those first 2 lines? Obviously, it's not Gail. Who do you think it could be? Who was the publisher? Do you guys remember who the publisher was? Remember that all the stories Kids Excel are written by the publisher, Mark Deeds. And this means that Mark is the narrator or the person who is telling the story. And we get to read about Gail and her family from the narrator's point of view. So what type of punctuation marks are used to let the reader know who is speaking? You guys remember what those are called? Quotation marks are used to let the reader know who is speaking. When characters talk back and forth to each other, it is called dialogue. All right, so we're going to read Born to Spell closely to find out how Gail got started as a speller. Okay, so remember, we can't partner read right now. I'm going to read it to you, and you can partner read it today when you read it on your own, okay? How did Gail Day get to be so good at spelling? Was she born to spell? Were her parents spelling champs? Did they start training Gail to spell when she was just a babe? Nope. I went to West Beach to meet Gail and her parents a week after the bee. Gail's parents met me in the driveway. And this is the day home is in West Beach. Gail's mom, Karen Day, is an artist who paints and works with clay. Gail's dad, David Day, drives a truck. They are as nice a pair as you will ever meet, but they are not spelling champs. Spelling was not my best subject, Karen explained, as we sat in the living room of the house she and David rent on Davis Street in West Beach. I was not bad at spelling, she added, but I was not the best in my class. David Day broke into a big grin. Let's just say I'm not a spelling champ like Gail. It seems like she never makes a mistake. And this says, Gail's dad, David Day. Karen and Gail smiled. Karen whispered to me, when we were dating, David used to write me notes. They were so cute, but there were some spelling mistakes in them. When could you tell Gail was a hot shot at spelling? I asked. Well, David said, I could tell she was good at it, but I did not see just how good she was for a long time. Shucks, I am so proud of her. This is Gail's mom, Karen Day. When I look back on it, Karen Day said, it seems to me it all started in second grade when Gail was in Miss Baker's class. Gail nodded and said, it was Miss Baker who got me started. Miss Baker was the best. All right, so were her parents good at spelling? No, both of her parents said that neither one of them were great spellers. They weren't spelling champs. Where does the Day family live? They live in West Beach. Good. All right, so believe it or not, that is the end of the lesson. I'm supposed to remind you to study for your spelling test tomorrow. Okay, so remember to study your spelling words tonight. And then our learning targets for today were identify different spellings for the A sound. We did that. We talked about AI, AY, A, and AE. I can read 2-syllable words that have tricky A spellings. We did several of those. And we read the story Born to Spell. And you're going to partner read it tonight with a buddy, either a parent or a sibling. Okay? So that is the end of the lesson. And you will have your spelling test tomorrow. So make sure you're studying and hope you guys have a great afternoon. I'll see you later. Bye.